Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, bones and bugs, welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're gonna be watching. Today's video, we're gonna be watching episode 2, reacting, seeing the stories. Let's enjoy. Let's enjoy. Let's enjoy. Yeah, bye.
Manje sisekhimpini besilokhu siphekelela igame against iMamelodi Sundowns. So imudi positive nehanga ikhona lapho. Like igame ibaluleke kakhulu because labantu labo abantu esiku-race nabo ukuwina i-title.
The narrative going into that match was clear. We felt that the match at Loftus, we had one opportunity where we were one-on-one with the keeper. We maybe had two choices in front of us, maybe to pass it or to finish. We opted for the latter.
Yeah.
We missed the opportunity, but there was an opportunity to beat Sundowns away from home. I don't think many teams go to Loftus and compete, never mind have opportunities to beat them and take all 3 points there. And that just shows some of the progress we've made this season. We went there, we felt we held onto the ball for long periods of time, and we thought now in the home game we can do the same. And the mindset going into the game was a tricky one, to be fair.
Direct rivals, Rowan, FNB Stadium. I think we know it's the one a lot of people were looking forward to. Maybe a little bit interesting or insightful to understand, is the preparation for that game different from the preparation from another game?
Like you mentioned earlier, we're a system and a process-driven organization from the very top all the way down, and that doesn't change when you are driven by processes and systems fundamentally. When we reflect on the Sundowns week, we have our processes that we trust. We have our processes that have gotten us 2 trophies by January and have put us in the first place. So we as Orlando Pirates are not going to change who we are based off someone else. And yes, there'll be a little bit of extra spice, and there'll be a little bit of extra, argy-bargy, because everyone wants to get onto the field, When you walk out onto the field, everyone wants to be in the starting 11. So, and those are the kind of weeks that you really enjoy as a technical team, because I'd like to say that week almost takes care of itself to a large degree. I would, overview, say nothing changes too much in that week.
Yeah, we are again here to prepare a game for tomorrow.
It was an expected game from everybody, especially when you come and you are still at the top of the log. Again, the preparation was so good, and we study again that game. We had a perfect a game model to prevent them, to give them space.
When we go into that week and just thinking about where exactly we can exploit the opponent, it becomes really interesting when the guys have already applied themselves and we can use the reference from our previous games. Because we also understand that sometimes the best resistance that the opponent has had, or the most trouble, has been against us.
Yeah.
The 2 semi-final legs, the 1-1 at Loftus, that was also another tactical masterclass. So we just refer to those, have key reminders, look at the updates. Of course, they recruited in January, some key players, interesting players. But of course, it's an opponent where the style didn't change too much. The identity of what they tried to do hasn't changed too much. And that was obviously good for the guys to know and to understand, especially understanding Coach. Coach had a very good understanding of what he wanted us to do on that day, how he wanted us to exploit the weaknesses and vulnerabilities.
We had a strategy that we had pointed out. We didn't want to open ourselves up too much. I won't say we were conservative, but we wanted to be mature in our approach. We didn't just want to behave like we would against any other team. If we remember correctly, we tried to really be aggressive with them in last year's fixture at Loftus. And although we did particularly well, we ended up picking the ball out of our net 4 times. And although we felt it was a positive performance in the way we pressed, in the way we tried to defend, we left ourselves quite vulnerable. So going into this game at home, we thought there was an opportunity not only to compete but to collect all the points.
So we just asked our team block to start the pressing from the number 6, and I can say that our player were a bit pessimist the day before, because when we have started to work tactically about how we want to start the game, we saw, my staff and I, we saw a little bit some players a bit pessimist about how we want to approach the game.
There were, I don't know how to put it, a few discussions within the senior guys as well as the coach in terms of how we view the previous game that we played against them at Loftus, and how we would like, as players to approach that game.
And for me at that moment, it was the first time that it happened, that 2 senior players questioned the approach of the game.
When I look at it, taking a step back, and I always try to do that to see where the message is coming from, is these are guys who had won the previous 5 games. They've just scored 13 goals in 5 games. We've conceded 1 in that same period. We were applying high pressure. We were putting teams in real difficulty when they have possession. We were defending excellently. And there was a sense of confidence from them. They felt that they could compete with this, this proverbial giant that is Sundowns that's sitting in front of you. Put facts on the table, they've won the league 9 times. So for us to challenge them is no small feat.
And for me, it was a problem, but I wanted to be clear with them. So we took time to explain them that we are not playing defensively, because in their mind, it's like we were scared about Sundowns.
Be careful, guys, because maybe we misunderstand. Where I spoke with some leaders, some senior players, the fact that we initiate the pressing here, it doesn't mean that we are scared. I'm not scared about them. We are not scared about them. I can tell you, hey, tomorrow it will be a battle. I'm expecting a big battle. And when we initiate the pressing, I don't want nobody to be shy. I want very brave people. It's the fact that we're here, it's not mid-block for me, guys. Mid-block, it's from here to here.
The senior guys were coming from that perspective to say, we've been there before, we've tried that, and it hasn't worked. Let's try and find something, in between that you feel will work and also the guys feel that will work. Because trust me, the conversation was not just coming from the senior guys, it was coming from everyone, in the team to say, we're feeling like we're doing things different whenever we approach that game.
And, we explained them the approach. We're trying to find some good argument for them. But to be honest, it was during we spoke during like 20-25 minutes. But when they left us, when we went to the hotel, my staff and I, we saw in the face of these 2 players that they were not convinced.
We have the choice. You have the choice to kill the animal tonight, and if you kill the animal tonight, it cannot anymore be a treat. It cannot be anymore a treat to come to bother you, and we can kill him tonight. But if we don't kill him tonight, it's not a problem. If we don't kill the animal tonight, I think we still have time to kill him. But earlier, it will be all the time better. kill him. Okay? And it's possible.
Sangene FNB manje imodi positive siphi esimajida yabona ukuthi nje wonke umuntu ready la for igame namhlanje.
Obviously, going into that game, we knew how big the game was. It was 1v2 at the time on the table. Obviously, we had a lead in the title race as well. So I think everyone as players and coaching staff knew how big the game was.
Leading into the game, we were good. We were in a good space. Leading into the change room, there was calm in the change room. And sometimes you can pick up those small things in the change room where people are a little bit unsettled, people are a little bit unsure. I didn't feel that. I don't know if you reflected on that period, but it didn't feel like that to me to a large degree.
No, 100%, man. I think just even remembering just leading up to the game, preparations were quite on point. Everything seemed as per norm, but it was quite an interesting lesson on the day. When we just review from the warm-up being sharp, and as well as the start we had. I think you touched on that earlier. The starts we've been having have been strong.
That's a great ball of Police! And another stunning save!
In the first 10, 15 minutes,
should have killed these guys.
We created some really, really good chance. I think before they scored, we should have been 2 or 3-0 up. It was a matter of Ronwen making fantastic saves.
Like yethu siqale nge-high tempo. Like now waqale nge-high tempo. But thina si-create ama-chances more than bona in 15 minutes. This is not chance 4.
We started very well. They apply the game model. They were disciplined. We create, even if you remember, we create the best chances. 2 very clear chances that we could have, took the lead. But I don't know what happened after. I think some players initiated this pressing very high, and they managed to find exactly what we wanted to avoid, this space behind the first line of pressure.
Flag stayed down and Maswanganyi was in on goal, but the recovery tackle there, we'll see it in a moment. Could be a chance here. Brian Leon!
Chain God.
From one end to the other, from nearly conceding, they go and score at the other end.
They went on the side, they progressed the ball, they came inside, and they switched opposite side. And we were a little bit in shifting on the ball side. We didn't want to create that space between our lanes. Now the space where I've been created, they find the left back very high. We were late on the pressing, and he was able to deliver a cross in our box. And Leon came with a sharp and dynamic run, and he scored that first goal.
Kurizu Mudau.
VIP.
Santos.
This is when I knew
Fabulous pass to pick out Brian Leon. Space here for Aubrey Mutiba down this right-hand side.
I was sitting on
Looks
this
to slip
side,
in Ryan.
I was sitting somewhere.
Whoa!
I think the goal came out of nowhere because we were still complaining about an incident that happened in the box with Tito and, the tackle.
So kwaba nebhola ngilinika uTito. Libe lafika maybe akalihlipanga kahle. Utripping ngenyawo wrong. So undamana afika shy tackle lapha kuye. So everyone like penalty ku referee. So referee next ukublowa. But nathi instead ukuthi manje ureferee akajajanga sharp kunomuntu olele phansi. Ureferee akajaji ukuthi igame ime ba check player ke.
True.
Nathi simile lapha sesilose focus asamake manje.
True.
And usually, when the game is played in good spirits, the team usually kicks the ball out and allows you to regroup. But you're not going to get that against Sundowns. They are direct rivals. they have less mercy, if you want to call it that. And as much as we think things are fair, when you're playing in these types of games, the pressure gets to everybody. They continued playing. Okay, many of us were still demonstrating our hands in the air, and before you know it, chains beaten.
Unfortunately, it was a lapse of concentration on our side and on my side as well, because I think I should have done better, dealing with the man at the back. But it happened,
Zero sportsmanship from Sundowns.
Defending shocking to him. Shocking.
Yeah.
Again, it's like 2 center back errors.
True.
See changing room. Masifike changing room. Sihlanganisa amakhanda lapha namajito.
What more we want to add? Okay, we didn't have the first half that we want. Can happen. Guys, please. It can happen. It's the first time, okay? We conceded 2 goals. Now, we try to forget this first half. You know that we have 45 minutes again, and nothing is finished. Nothing is finished if we decide to change some things. First of all, I want to show you how we can maybe improve in this first action.
Going into halftime, it was tricky. I think we had to really regroup and we had to challenge ourselves. I think it was a moment for all of us to look in the mirror and say, look, let's see what we made of. Let's see what we can do.
And we are going to manage this in the second half. But what the most important is we are going to play a little bit higher now, okay? Because we are losing, we cannot keep this shape, We have to pay to go to press them and to put them pressure high, okay?
Coach bazani plan. Savumelana kwinto-1. Masibuyela siku navula. Usobone Orlando Pirates. Le efuna ukwenza ngawonke ukuthi wine le game le namhlanje. Regardless ukuthi basilide. Like besidlala like uyabona ukuthi labantu laba bayeza manje. Sundowns bengasabone next second half.
I think obviously there was still a lot of time to go in the game, and then Tito got us back in the game quite early on in the second half.
And that also in a 1-1 draw. Chance here! Oh my goodness, Putuma rattles the crossbar again. Another great chance from Putuma, and this time denied by the frame of a goal. It's these goals. Deflection, huge deflection, and it's another deflected goal. But Tito, the great chance from Putuma.
Look, we knew we were still in the game. We knew we had a chance to come back, with the way that we were playing. Okay, they had much of the possession, but I think we had much of the chances.
And watching on, we sort of knew that it was going to come down to the wire in terms of trying to get an equaliser. So I think the coach introduced me maybe about the 75th minute in the hope that obviously could come up with something going forward. Unfortunately, wasn't to be that day. But yeah, I think overall as a team, we definitely tried and were coming quite strong at the end of the game and was, again, disappointed that we couldn't get that equaliser and just to sort of stop their momentum in terms of the title race.
Hey, football,
17 games played, still sitting on 38 points. And suddenly, this became more than just another match. For Orlando Pirates, this could have been a true title decider, a moment to take control of the season and make the rest of the league believe. But football has a cruel way of testing conviction. Was it the weight of the occasion, or was it the danger of allowing the opposition to dictate the rhythm?
It was quite disappointing. So for me, I always think whenever we're playing these guys, it's about us reacting. They have to first score, then we have to chase the game. And when we chase the game, it's quite difficult, Mind you, whenever we're on the front foot and they have to chase the game, it's a different story. And I think that's where you know, the clash happened, to say the players are feeling like we are going half and half. Even at derby, we don't go half and half. We always go full force. But whenever we're playing that game, that specific game, things tend to change. And yeah.
Post game changing room manje. Inhliziyo zibuhlungu. Everyone bengakhiphi ngaleya loss leya.
You know, playing such games, you know, emotions and everything are involved. Pride as well, you know, to say we're tired of losing against those guys. When we try to assist, you know, in how we see the game, and we go on to lose the game, you know. And I think after the game, what can we say?
Everybody's there. Huh? Captain, everybody's here? No? Charles, chin up, guys. What happened after the game? Of course, everybody was disappointed, like I usually do in every games. Whether we win or we lose or we draw, the guys, they finish, they take the shower, they go to eat. You know, me and my staff, we meet in the office just to make a short debriefing, short feedback about the game. And when they finished, I told to the players that we have created the most important chances. The guys, they give everything. Of course, I can understand the disappointment. Everybody here is disappointed, the technical staff, you, no problem. But for me, what is important is to shut up. You don't have to be ashamed about what you've been doing since the beginning of this event. It can happen. Guys. It was a positive message because it's important to keep everybody together, because you have to understand that problems in football usually start when you don't get the result that expected. We say that we are playing for two results, of course. Yeah, it didn't work today. It didn't work. And after, if we are not going to look for who make the mistake in the no, it's not my strategy or not my philosophy, let's say. Of course, we are going to analyze this with the technical staff, and in that moment, you know, it's very important to stay together. Because, why? Because we still have 13 games. 13 games? 13 games, guys. Go to rest, go to wash your head, keep professional, guys, keep together, very important. Because it's in that kind of moment sometimes some go on the left, some go on the right, some players go on the center, and now we start to create. No, I don't want to see this stay together. We go to rest, everybody going to rest, the staff, everybody, and a regeneration tomorrow. Okay, guys? Yep. Just 1 minute. Yeah.
The guest players thina besifuna ukusikhulumela. Like kahle why thina kwamele change the way sidlala ngakhona. Sidlale ngepeace yalabantu laba, the way bona badlala ngakhona.
Each and everyone inside here is responsible for today. Each and every. Go. We are together in this. And when you are together in something, listen to one another. Listen to one another. We give each other an ear. And we trust each other. Coach, you are hearing things. Yes, one is saying this, one is saying that. It's true. It's part of the game. It's 24 hours. We lost the game. We must speak. We're not going to speak forever. We must speak on today and what happened today. You can speak. You are allowed to speak. And
As players, we take full responsibility of today. Go. We want to win it as much as anyone. And if we are together in this, we have to believe in each other, like I said, Go. Ryan, we have to believe in each other. And I feel like we didn't believe in each other today. From the technical staff, go to the players. We don't believe in each other. We didn't believe in how much we want to win it.
I think a few guys spoke, as you've said, Lucipo spoke, because I think they are the type of guys who, when they're disappointed, like to express themselves.
Please, let's listen to each other, future reference. Today, in games like this, let's listen to the players.
Go deep. You have to.
I'm going deep.
You have to go deep
I'm going deep.
To say.
When we suggest things, coach, at halftime or before the game, let's listen to each other. Ryan, Mko, let's listen to each other. Before the game, -1, we spoke about it. Whatever is hovering here, and we bring it forth to you, Coach Mandla, let's take it into consideration. We are dealing with human beings. We are dealing with a captain that says, no, coach, no, I don't think tomorrow it will work. And we need everyone to believe in each plan that anyone suggests in this team. Whether we're going to say Mike must run 100 laps, we must believe that it's going to work together. And as a collective, we didn't feel that today.
That's the part that hurts us the most, because I think for us, if we know when we go pound to pound, let's just rather die on the battlefield. No, we gave our all. Everyone fought. But now we are half and half. We are there, we are not there, and it was quite disappointing.
I don't like things hovering in corridors, coach. Like you always say, it must have this, right? Yes,
of course. Yeah.
And then Butuma comes and says, why are we sitting? Why is the plane like this today? Why is the... Why is coach doing this today? Believe in us when we bring it to you.
You gotta understand one thing. Things will never go the technical staff way or our way also. Sometimes when we are in a game, we don't see what they are seeing, and they don't see what we are seeing also. So it's something that you need to work hand in hand. There will be fights. Doesn't matter where you play, where you work, but it's not like we are fighting now and then from that game until the end of the season. Now, with me and the coach or the technical staff, we don't speak. No. It's the heat of the moment. It's just for that hour. What we've done all season is allow the players the freedom to talk. I think the key to finding success is having a good marriage between your technical team and players. There's a fine line. I think you have to draw the line at some point, and they have to realize they're the players and we're the technical team.
I want to say something here. We as players, we must not adapt to anybody. Exactly. We must not adapt to anybody. Anybody who comes to play with us must adapt to us. I'm sure you guys always say we have good players in the Green camp. So now why must we, as players, how can you say, whatever that we've been doing, and then we put in something new. Let's believe in whatever that we are doing. Doesn't matter whoever does what, when, how. No, we don't care. We stick to what we know, right? Thank you, because we shall have.
I feel it's an obligation to respond. It's an obligation to respond. I agree with what Sipo said, both Sipo, what you say. But never, not in 27 games, did we misguide you once with the game plan. Did we misguide you once with the game plan? Or an approach to a game? Or whatever the case may be. We've lost games for many reasons. But now today there's a feeling or a sense that we don't buy into something. Let's put one thing on the table. We played this game last year on the same field. You were saying we mustn't change when... What was the difference in that game, Billy? What was the difference in the game against Sundowns? No. We went 5-3-2, we changed the game. The difference is we had 2 chances inside 20 minutes, and what was the score?
We scored
2-0. And we had the chance to do that tonight. If we walk home, we say so clearly that we had the chance to put these guys to the sword inside 25, we had 2 good chances. Am I right? Am I right, dear? We had fantastic chances to put these guys to the sword. Are we having the same conversation now? We try to always, it's our responsibility, our duty as the coaches to put you guys in the best position possible. It's not Tuma's fault or Ozzy's fault or Ndaba's fault or anybody. We hear everybody at every time. But we're always going to go into the game trying to extend this lead, trying to maintain this level where we are. And that's what we thought we did. That's what we thought we did. Okay? Guys, we've been putting you in situations to win the game all season. Our job as the technical team is to put the best game plan forward, put the best players in their best positions, players that we feel can get the result, and try and win games from there. The challenge for us was we've had buy-in ever since. Why now, coming to Sundowns, are you questioning the game plan? You know, and that's the difficulty. So again, you can take offense, you can sit back and say, hey, you know, is this a sense of ego? Is this a sense of pride? Is this our home game? Are these guys trying to show dominance? Are they trying to put up a front where there's no fear? Yes, maybe there's room for that. And we accept there's room for that. But from our side is to manage the expectations, to ensure them that we need to remain humble, we need to remain calm, we need to remain steadfast in our approach.
It was a very difficult period after the game, and I'm sure, and you can touch on it, the conversation that we had in the more smaller spaces with regards to the technical post-match wouldn't have been easy. But again, I think we need to remind ourselves that when we win, we're not as good as we think we are, always. And when we lose, we're not as bad as we think we are. It's not the end of the world. And I felt that maybe, again, you know, with a very younger, inexperienced group, we could probably have managed that situation a bit better, internally and externally. Again, a lot of weight on the players, but assessing the numbers, you go into these kind of conversations and you have to almost lift the morale to be like, guys, you know, I think up until the point when they scored the first goal, they hardly had any chances on target. I think I remember speaking to you that their XG was like almost 0 at that point when they scored. You know, those kind of conversations, you have to kind of spin it in a way because it's not definite. You know, the season isn't done after we play Sundowns. We still have at that point, you know, 14 league matches to play. That's, you know, close to, what's it, almost 45 league points to fight for. So you got to keep going.
Guys, maybe it explains the outcome today. What Sibo is saying versus what happened. Because if you ask me, in the years that we have played against Sundowns, you have never been so good. We have never created so many chances. The team that created more chances is the one that lost. And look at the irony. It's a chance on the other side, and I thought it was a penalty on Tito, they go and score. Maybe they just scored. And if you say what is spiritual team, these are lessons that if we are not in unison in spirit, you just get unlucky. Because I know today, some of the things that we normally do very fluent, you were not as fine. And the chances you create, we don't score. But again, let's take the lessons we lost, but most importantly, we learned going forward. Maybe we needed this so that we get better when we go forward. We still have the time, it's still in our hands. It's just one. Hold each other's hands like we have been doing. I'm happy that you voiced out what is inside you. Let's see what we do with it, and we will be brief and then take it from there. Okay, guys?
The more important thing, especially what we were getting from coach, was that to understand and to contextualize that we had a strategy and we had a plan.
Yeah.
Everything we look at has got to be through the lens of that. And up until a certain point in the game, I think we all felt, and I think the numbers said the same thing, was that this might be where our goal is.
Yeah.
Of course, when we look at the match extensively, and as the match extends, we weren't able to obviously take the advantage when we wanted it. But when you look at what we wanted to achieve, which is our plan and what we had really, really focused on going into the game, and we review it at the key moments, it came, you know.
The way we wanted to approach that game, I think we had the right approach. I think we knew where they could hurt us. I think we knew where they were strong. And what we wanted to do was ensure that we could be in the game for as long as possible. And to be fair, I mean, the foul on Tito, for them not to play the ball out, is testament to their sense of fair play, their sense of how they want to deal with the tie. And what it helped us realize there is that not everybody's gonna gift you this league, especially not them.
A very big lesson learned that day as well was that maybe the times where we should trust each other the most and stick together the most are times when we're in situations we're not used to. I mean, not to get into numbers, but it's not a lot of times that we actually go into halftime being behind any opponent, any competition, anywhere we are. You maybe begin to take a little bit of lessons from that day to understand that at times when we're in unfamiliar territories, probably what we're going to do, and we're doing much better moving forward, is probably the times then stick together a little bit more, be a little bit more like, okay, maybe we can fix one or two things. It's not all too bad. Not all too bad. And we can take a lot of lessons from that to move forward with, because the most important thing, bro, it's not left, it's not right, it's together.
It's together,
That's the single most important, and more importantly, when it's tough.
Just 2 weeks earlier, Orlando Pirates looked unstoppable, especially in the Nedbank Cup tournament. Against TTM, the goals came naturally. The confidence looked untouchable, but football can change in a matter of days. First came the painful blow against Sundowns, a result that tightened the pressure around the title race. And then came the Nedbank Cup round of 16 against Kazakh Stars, a team from outside the league, a team expected to defend, to survive, to eventually break. But they never did.
We were never gonna score.
Because like ibiyazi into ezoyenza la, they were pressing and they wanted a goal. You could see that no, labantu bayifuna lento, nathi besifuna. At the end of the day besifuna, not like uthi besingayifuni. We needed it like no bafana bakangakawini iNedbank. Nabo bebefuna ukuyizwa leyo feeling.
It's that mentality also of just us as players, where you always feel, okay, you are playing a lower division team, so you take things easy during the week when you are preparing for a match like that. And as the coach always says, the way you train is the way you will play.
Orlando Pirates controlled the ball, controlled the territory, controlled the statistics, but slowly lost control of the moment. Every missed chance increased anxiety. Every minute without a goal made the occasion heavier. And by the time the penalties arrived, the confidence that once carried this team had turned into tension.
Penalty nje.
The dream of momentum suddenly became doubt, and that's how they got knocked out of this Nedbank Cup tournament. And now, with the first league derby on the horizon, Orlando Pirates were no longer fighting their opponents. They were fighting the weight of expectation, the scars of recent defeats, and the fear of watching a season begin to slip away. To the drawing board, the defending champions had caught up, level on points, level on games played. Only goal difference stood between them. From that moment on, every game became a final. Every mistake became costly. Every point mattered, because there was one thing they could not afford: slipping up against their Soweto rivals.
Very interesting game, guys. We were expecting that game for a long time. It's a game that everybody want to play, of course. And we have selected a group that is able to achieve this target.
Yeah, I think going into the derby, after I lost against Sundowns, it was always going to be difficult mentally, but I think we still had the belief to say it's just one hurdle that we had to get over, you know, and for us it was about not talking, you know, it was about working now.
Before the game of Kaizer Chiefs, you know, we know that it's a very important game for the fans, the two sides. It's important to prepare that game because it's one of the biggest derby in Africa with 90,000 people. So you can guess that there is a lot of repercussions all the time after a derby.
Mr. Williams, how many derbies have you been to?
I really don't know. I'm honest, I don't know. I can't even say. So I've been here 24 years, say 3 a year. Say 3 a year, 24 times 3 is 76.
The derby is special. It's difficult to put it in words how special a derby is for a player as well as a staff member.
I think we just think it was one of the big games.
Yeah.
You know, 3:30 kickoff, the sun is out.
Yeah.
It's a full stadium, 90,000 capacity. I think it's a game any player would want to play, right?
Let me give you a scenario. When it's a derby, the week of the derby, the medical room is empty.
That's funny.
And everyone asks why. And I mean, you can think about why. Everybody wants to play in the derby. So guy's leg is broken, it's hanging on a thread. John, I'll be okay, just put the plaster on. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but I mean, that's the effect it is. Everybody wants to play in a derby.
So does coach, you know, have his full squad heading into that game? Because of course, we had Sundowns just before that, we had some Nedbank games, but not the full squad was obviously available, you know. Sometimes people don't understand that we play one match a week, but we train 5 days a week, you know. Sometimes picking up an injury at training.
With players, they don't hide the injuries to be in the derby because we will pick it up and we notify the coach. I mean, we have to be honest because there's 32 other players that want to play, so no one is special. But there are guys that will push harder to be ready for a derby. They will not complain to come to us. They will not complain to work harder. But we will not sacrifice a player's well-being or a player's health to play in the derby. Like I always tell them, rather miss one derby than 15.
As a support staff, you know, from sports science, high performance, medical, you know, it's our due diligence to have the full contingency of players available as often as possible to the coach. And like you rightly mentioned, you know, things do happen. Matches, injuries occur during matches. Injuries occur during training sometimes, and it's sometimes in our best interest to try protect players where we can protect players and expose players where we can. I think it's a very delicate balance between pushing players and having players ready for coach to pick his best players, but also protecting the player in the long term because, yes, it is the derby, but the season is 50, sometimes 60 for some of our national team players, sometimes 70 matches in a year.
Context.
So I think what a lot of people don't always see is how much football these guys are playing.
So for us, it was important to put a team that is able to answer to the kind of derby. So the team is going to start that game that we have selected will be Shainé, Sima on the right, CBC, central defenders. Every time when I put the lineup, to be honest, of course it's hard, but I don't have any favoritism. You need to give a lineup with some players that are able to answer to the stress, to the emotions of that game, because it's not only a game, it is a derby. Impact players, Utelezi, Shabatzane, Dino, Dansin, Masindi, Ndaba, Andre, Tito, and Mahopa.
coming to what people are saying that Coach Wadu has favoritisms, he doesn't like this player, he likes this player. For me, it's a big no. The club has signed quality players in every department. But now it's up to you as a player, whether you want to be in that starting 11 or you want to be outside. You don't start training, you got to work.
Mina ngaqala ukusho ukuthi la kakhona makumazi vele kuyakhulunywa ukuthi ngifavorite ka Coach Wadu.
Favoritism is killing our players lapha Orlando Pirates. Mabhakabhaka asikhulumeni, no lamtutu, no one is allowed la. Khona manje amabhakabhaka kuphela. If as of late you've seen how our players behave, you saw what happened when Utito was substituted after a game against Kesrick Stars. You saw that he didn't want to talk to the coach. If you looked Guma stands when they showed the players, Talent Mbata didn't look happy. Urasibucha didn't look happy. Simpio Silepe didn't look happy. Kabelo Dlamini himself didn't look happy. The problem is Nginchelile when the season started that Owadu's squad rotation is not only going to just destroy the club, but it's going to destroy the players.
Umbata umuntu engishare naye position. So kulwela lento leyo ukuthi yayibona like izinto ezinjalo, but ngumbono wami nade wethi nasebenza ngakhona lapha ejimini like akuna favorite umuntu.
I don't understand why the coach keep him so long. I understand iqale kanjani game because I watch him 3 games in a row. There's no energy. Lo mfana ngambona, ngimcomplimentile lo mfana. Ngambona when he started Orlando Pirates. He gave accountability umfana. Uyaphakamisa isandla mina simshale, but now I don't understand why keeping. I think criticism is also good. You keep the player uNombule outside uNombule injury free playing.
People were saying that Nemtajela Masindi is my son. All of players are my sons. They're my brothers. I love them. But Mbata was injured. What can I do? I will bring from the clinic a player and to put him on the bench because some fans love Mbata. I'm sorry.
Because I remember when the supporters, the fans were like, yeah, Talent is not playing, Mahopa is not playing, Masindi and Tangela is playing, Butuma is playing, but where's Talent? Where's Mahopa? The thing is, the guys are injured, they have knocks. They are not 100% for these matches. Okay, jiggy, fast, here we come, Soweto Derby, they are back. Yes, why are they back? Because they were having knocks and niggles, you understand? So the doctors, the physios, they were preparing them also for a major game like that, you understand?
In that time, I was injured. Yeah, I went to see a specialist before the Marumo game. And the specialist told me, Uti, I must do an operation. And it was a difficult thing to swallow, but because it wasn't the first time hearing this, I heard it before, and it wasn't really an operation of I'm gonna go out of months. So the doctor said you can continue playing, but only if you manage it. So going to Sundowns game, that's when the team decided that at least I should rest. So it was a difficult period of myself also, because whenever I tried training, I would actually feel some pain sometimes.
But I must be honest with you. I feel like Nemtangela is being selected not on merit.
Yeah.
The selection of Nemtangela is not on merit.
Yes.
I don't know what friendship or relationship he has with Coach Wadu. Honestly, I don't know.
Yes.
I'm not trying to sound foolish or anything like that.
Yeah, kahle lento lecale ngegame ngidlala against Mamelodi Sundowns. Kube nama message nyana lawo akumedia. Uyazi sesinama analyst uma TikTokers no. Yeah, ekhulunywa ukuthi akaphumi kunobani sicalwa into yokuthi kuya compare manje. So it's a thing ukuthi nami ngayithatha but ibisase light lento leyo. But then after lapho siyodlala neKaiserslautern the following game yakhona iNetbank. So like naleyo game le ngidlalile. And umuntu yathatha ukubheka like ngidlale kakhulu lapho. Like ngiperforme kahle everything like ngiperforme kahle ne stats siyakhuluma nazo. So then after your game leyo kula like uqale yonke into leni yenzakale ku media like ukungihlasela staff ukuza kuma DM wami so kula kahle kahle sengibona khona ukuthi kahle kahle lento yena ngathi baza kakhulu manje yabo like ngizovula ifone sengiyabona abanye bangidimile and whatever base ngeke ngathi ukuhlala nyana nomuntu wami like nefamily yami ngifonela ngaya kubo ngabukela sahlala nyana lapho sabasikhuluma so like amazwi abangitshele wona abazali bami ukuthi uyindoda uthi ufuna ukudlala ibhola udlala koLorlando Pirates akusiwo wonke umuntu ozokuthanda usimali mangathi yathatha ukubheka lento lena mayizocala isizini bengadlali mina ngijumpa amagame manje ngingadlali bonke abantu badlalile ama-new signings ngaze ngathola i-chance leyo eyi-1 ngayigrabha leyo chance ngaperforma ngawina ama-hard like wama-assistant coach wami nalaba abaphezulu ama-manager nabo TD so kwaba yile nto leyo ukuthi manje mina mangidlala angiphumi so maybe ile nto le libele yenza abantu ukuthi babone ngathi ngifavorite ka coach because le nto le mangathi yabheka mina mangizwa koLorlando Pirates ngize ngi-1 lana bengazi ukuthi ucoach uyeza lana cala ukusayinwa mina koLorlando Pirates ucoach wamsayina after akuna favorite kimi no coach wado asikho close kangako angeke ngithi ubaba ke ubabami like ucoach wami ukufana nabanye abadlali siyafana.
As a team we have the same goal. There's no player who goes to the field saying that they want Orlando Pirates to lose today. So ngakhuluma no Masindi because they were attacking him in his social media and saying uyazilisa ngamtshela ukuthi mfethu. There was a time where I was also in the same problem with like you, where supporters felt like we're not getting results and I'm the problem. And you should continue playing football. There's no coach ozokufaka udlisela mfethu. That's what I told him, that as long as the coach still puts you in the field, just do your work, because that means you are doing something right for us. We know you are doing something right for us. So unganaki ukuthi bathini.
The Soweto derby, obviously before even coming to South Africa, I knew about that fixture. Obviously in FIFA, the two teams that you can play with from South Africa is Chiefs and Pirates. So I knew that there was a massive fixture between the two. Being in the 20 for the game was incredible. I think leading up to the game, I mean, it was so hard to source tickets. It just shows you the way that everyone obviously flocks to the derby.
That week, I'm not gonna lie to you, we trained like, I don't know, like Jesus is coming. Yo, you could see everyone was focused. It was focus, because now there's only one thing for us to play, because normally we'll know, okay, Nedbank Cup, the league, but now we are out here. So now focus is where now? It's the league. So going to this match, this derby, let's send a message out there now. Let's send a message out. Our coach, even that whole week, he was just like, Coach Mandla, I don't know what's happening with these boys, but these boys, this weekend, I'm telling you, there's something.
Moremi, left-footed effort from him, there's a goal. It took a deflection. Orlando Pirates inside the opening 5 minutes. The Buccaneers are in the lead.
First half, it was 2-0 already.
Maboy battling away. Oh, excellent stuff from Sibeli Bele. And Apollos looking for the second. He's got it. Leg stays down. The Buccaneers double the lead.
To hear the sound when Aussie scored or when Tapang scored early on in the stadium is, yeah, it obviously it takes your breath away. I mean, it's it's something else, and it's a game I think you really have to be there to experience all the emotions and the passion on show that day. So, yeah, for me, I think it'll be something that I'll talk about and can tell my grandkids one day for sure.
Now Moremi to the middle, number 3, Machopa. They're running away with it, the Buccaneers, an emphatic scoreline now. 3 goals to the good. And once again, Emirates Machopa goal against Kaiser Chiefs.
It's just those small stuff. Your mind, just putting your mind into a match. Doesn't matter whether you are playing a small team and then the next day you are playing the derby or you are playing Sundowns or something. You understand? It's a mental thing. If we are all just in that zone to say Monday to Friday, we train. We show the coach that, my man, we mean business. Everyone, same mindset. Nothing can stop us, you understand?
Okuningi okwenzakala kumedia and whatever sikuthathile saze grounding today saresponda uKaizer Chiefs. So nami ngijabule kakhulu. Ibacebe yiphi media? Ositshela. I-social media yazi kunama Instagram, kune stuff like that, yabona. But thina siyazi esima players ukuthi kuyenzakalani. Yabona, asithathi sifake ekhanda lento le. Hence ngikwazile today ukuza ngizosiza second half. Yabona. So thina amongst ourselves siyakhuthazana sithi bafethu singayenza lento and siyenzile today. Nami ngihappy ngamajita ukuthi abe nami kule situation ngihamba through yona.
Asambeni pagani simthandaze shayidolo phansi simthandaze.
February became the month that tested everything. The dream of chasing the league was alive, but so was the pressure that came with it. Criticism and doubt spread faster, and suddenly, this young group found themselves carrying expectations they never carried before. For many of them, this was unfamiliar territory, a newly formed team now standing under the brightest lights, facing battles no one could prepare them for. But pressure did not break them, it revealed them, because as they continued to fight until the end, they discovered something dangerous. Their biggest battle was never only on the pitch. It was in the noise, the opinions, the criticism, the millions waiting for them to fall. And still, they kept fighting.
You see, if they can continue playing like this, I don't see them winning the championship. If they will play the Lagos game today, and not knowing that maybe our tactical aspect or our tactical ability.
From Polokwane, Richards Bay stood next. Another must-win, another battle with the defending champions breathing down their necks. But this time, Orlando Pirates were no longer chasing from behind as they sat at the top of the table. The hunted had become the hunters, and with every point gained, the pressure doubled. Then came the next obstacle, Siwelele at home, a place where momentum could be destroyed, a place where dreams could either grow stronger or begin to fade.
Yes, it's again another opportunity for us to continue the dynamic that you've been doing since now Chiefs. The aim is to continue this unity, this braveness, sweating together, and the opponent today, similarly, I think we give you all the input about that opponent.
Banana dashboard.
La sikhona sibhekene nesukelele sidlalela esigodini so igame ibaluleke kakhulu.
Reflecting and looking back at the most recent game, Siwelele, a game of consequence, opportunity for us to jump from behind to level to ahead in the title race. Tough game to digest, you know.
Always, because it's a home game, I think the expectation is always that it's going to be an easy day in the park and the points are just ours for the taking. But of course, Siwelele provided a little bit of resistance. But if we've got to really think of how we played football, we played a phenomenal game.
We started like a house on fire, you know, playing at home. We knew we had to get the points.
Botsane dispossessed. Play continues. Mufokeng. Apollos. And still Apollos drives it with the left foot. Gus makes the save.
Having said that, I think the boys gave a maximum effort. You know, everyone could tell that we wanted to win that game. And it was evident with the way we played and the chances that we created.
Sibilibili. Getting ahead of Rapo. That's a delightful little touch from Yonatan Butuma.
Government, yazi Orlando Pirates, into edume ngayo. Sikreate ama-chances amaningi kule game le first half. But like ye finishing is later down sometimes team.
And Apollos. Sibilibili strikes it. Gus with another stop.
The approach of the game of Siwelele was fantastic. Was spot on. The guys, they did everything to win that game. When you have 27 shots and 12 in the target, when you have 3.1 in the XG, in the expected goal, you have created more than 23, 25 clear chances. I think it's one of the highest in this year. Goss, that made a fantastic match.
You just knew.
He just wanted to say that he made miracles that game, because he made one of the biggest average of saves in the history of the PSL. What can we say to the players?
Of February, 1-0 victory there as Pulo! Breaks the deadlock against his former side. Who saw that coming?
Conceding that early goal, to Pule, after we've been so dominant again.
Well, Siwelele have gone almost the opening half an hour without so much as mustering a shot. And when they do, it flies into the back of the net.
Upule sekashaya one phakathi. Manje kumele sigijimise ngasemuva. Kula kwamele sichange nathi iplan. Because thina sifuna ukumaintain, kwamele score more than one. Asifuni draw, sifuna ama-win kuphela.
It's coming. It's not. Hey guys, hey, it's drink, you are doing well. No, you are doing well. Yeah. You are really doing well, guys. Believe me. It's just because we didn't have the opportunity to score, but we are doing well.
You know, and going into halftime, sort of the back foot in that game, it was quite a sore one, to take, but we knew with the quality that we had.
Coach, in the start of the match, I think we showed it twice in two instances. What happens when we have two people on the last line? Of course, Moremi's position on the right was proving challenging, but maybe we can ask him to have the same role on the left. But
fundamentally, and this was Coach Mutlo was saying, that there's a truth is one all the time.
Yabona imuti high nathi ebenchini sihleli lapho like sakhuthazana esimajida akuna kungalelana.
Hey, but their first touch. Soko Pandowski.
So majida performer umbathe thola umremi nge window lapha umremi olifaka phakathi.
Feeding Moremi. Equalizer for Orlando Pirates.
Ihope seyabuya manje. Ukuthi manje angeke basadlala ideke badlala ngakhona. Kwamele bachange ideke badlala ngakhona because sekuyi 1-1 manje. Nathi confidence isiphezulu.
We fought for I think 95, 96 minutes in that game, but it wasn't meant to be. And I think the boys gave it our all. We gave it our all, and after the game, we had no regrets.
We didn't expect to draw up. We expected to win. But like ama game ngekwazi ukuthi azohamba kanjani at the end of the day, because as ngisho like we have players who are able to create chances, but if you create chances, so many chances, then you don't convert, then we're not gonna win that game. And if uNkulunkulu decide ukuthi no, this is not a game for you guys, then akunanto sizoyenza.
Yaphela iPirates yabantu namhlanje. Yaphetha kwezimnyama. Aphenduka amatafula. Gobi.
I have seen at the end of the game is the first time that I have seen our players like that falling, falling on the field. Not because they were tired. I think because this draw was like a loss for us. And what can we say? What can we reproach to a player that give all his life on the pitch?
I said it before. Yes. I said yes. I said yes. Pirates should not win the league. Yes. And I was criticized. Yes. I was insulted. Yes. And right now, it is the beginning of the downfall. We are dropping points. We are dropping points. Hello. We are losing. Relax.
Mona, hauna mo Pirates tonka league. Never. Pirates will never take a league before Kaizer Chiefs inka. Gore ba tlameha ba amohela gore la re bapala boputso ba tlameha ba amele ntjatsi. A se motho wa lla mo. League e tsamaile.
Mara ke sana le tshepo.
Like everyone was there to see, and even us ourselves, we felt that we left everything in the field.
Game to go. Cash. To go. Football, football. We have to believe at the end. Don't chin up, please. Don't put the head down, Chin up, guys.
When we walked into the change room after the game, it felt like a loss. Although we collected points and we continue our not an unbeaten run, but we continue a very good run that we've had. Again, very frustrating day, especially coming off I think it was about 3 results in a row, even though we got the points in the previous games as dominant as the previous 2 games, and then to not come away with those points, with that complete domination is obviously something that kind of still sits with us at the moment.
Of course, the result, we are the first people disappointed about the result. And of course, we have a thought to our fans, because it was clearly a game that for them it was a 3-0 game. But you have to understand as well that we played against an opponent that's playing to save his status in the PSL.
9 games to go. Oh, we are going this point that we lost, we are going to take them, and we don't know what can happen. That play till the end.
Guys, chin up, because of course it's my duty as a technician, as a coach. I am here to evaluate the quality of the game that they did. When it's time to make reproaches or to tell them, for example, against Marumo Gallant, we won 3-0, but I was furious. I was furious after the game. But this draw, it was like a loss.
You know, sometimes you gotta really appreciate coach, especially for his feeling after that. And he was really extending on the fact that he's like, can you hear them? Can you hear that silence? Can you feel that? Them
Was it fighting until the end? Great episode 2. Can't complain. Let's see each other tomorrow once again.